The U.S. and China have agreed to temporarily lower reciprocal tariffs on their respective exports by 115% over a 90-day period after wrapping up trade talks in Geneva, Switzerland. The U.S. will cut tariffs on Chinese goods from as high as 145% to 30%, representing a 10% basic tariff plus a 20% levy related to the drug fentanyl. China said its tariffs on U.S. goods will fall to 10% from 125%. Danny Zhou has the details.
China and the United States today announced a raft of tariff adjustments in a joint statement issued by both governments. Negotiators hailed the substantial progress during their landmark talks in the Swiss city over the weekend. Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng said the two sides agreed to establish a consultation mechanism focused on regular and irregular communications on relevant trade and commercial issues. Describing the meetings as candid and constructive, He said this is an important step towards resolving differences through equal dialogue and consultation, and has laid the foundation for further deepening cooperation. At a media briefing following the talks, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced the tariff reductions, while Trade Representative Jameson Greer said the so-called reciprocal tariffs are now at 10% each.
We have reached an agreement on a 90-day pause and substantially moved down the tariff levels. Both sides on the reciprocal tariffs will move their tariffs down 115%.
So today, with this agreement, we come to agreement that our reciprocal tariff rate will go down to 10% on the United States side, and the Chinese on their side also go down 115% to 10%, and they remove the countermeasures that they have in place.
This means the U.S. will temporarily slash its current 145% tariff rate on most Chinese imports to 30%. This includes the 20% tariff on illegal fentanyl imports, which the U.S. partially blames China for and which Beijing denies. Meanwhile, China will drop duties on the U.S. from 125% to 10%. Its sector-specific retaliatory levies imposed earlier, such as the 25% tax on American automobiles, aluminium and steel, will stay. The two countries will place a 90-day pause on 24 percentage points of the additional ad valorem rate of duty. According to the joint statement, China and the U.S. acknowledge the significance of a sustainable, long-term and mutually beneficial bilateral trade relationship. Bessent said neither side wants to be decoupled, and the steep tariffs are an equivalent of an embargo. He told reporters that both sides are committed to achieving more balance in trade. Bessent further noted that the U.S. would continue strategic rebalancing in areas including medicines, semiconductors and steel, where it had identified supply chain vulnerabilities. Danny Zhou, TVB News.